Favourite books of all time is a big thing. It's like a big decision to add books to your favourite books of all time list, and I've made some of those decisions today and I'm going to talk about them with you. So, there are 7 new ones. 7. And I'm going to tell you about them because it needs to be done. This is a booktube channel after all, and I owe it to you and to myself. Just before we start, I have to get an honourable mention out of the way because I just do. It is Six of Crows by Lee Bardugo. Oh, what is this? I've never seen this book before. This is a criminal heist story set in a fantasy world, and it is the most badass thing I've ever read, and it is so cool and so fun, and I'm just completely obsessed with it. I love you. So the first book is definitely #1 on like the most magical books I've ever read list, and it is The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. It's basically the tale of a circus that comes out at night and it travels around the world, and it kind of focuses on all the different magical characters that are within the circus, and it's so gorgeous! This was so special to me because it took me so long to read it. It is quite slow paced, I'm not gonna lie to you, but it is so rich and so magical, and it really slowly built up. I was just like, I can't leave this world. I can't leave it. What am I gonna do when I put down this book and it's gonna be over? I just can't deal with it. I just completely recommend it. It was total escapism for me, and I loved the characters so hard, so it's definitely up there on my all-time favourites now. So the next book was my favourite book of last year, and it was Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. This is essentially an apocalyptic story of what Earth has kind of become after a deadly virus hits, and it's set in different kind of locations around the US, focusing on different people and their stories both before and after the virus has hit, and it's just incredible. It's so beautifully written and so engaging, and I literally could not put this down, and I hate that sentence because it's so annoying and I feel like it's said all the time, but I literally was like, I'm sorry, I know you want me to do this thing, but I have to read this now. But I was so obsessed with how the author kind of constructed this world and how she constructed the book, and how it all fit together was just so amazing to read. I miss it. I want it again. The next one is Vicious by V.E. Schwab. This is like a perfect adult fantasy standalone, and it kind of focuses on really twisted, flawed characters, and it's just a totally addictive revenge story basically, but it's so well done and you get so involved, and I could not stop thinking about it when I was reading it. It was amazing. And also, if you have any book recommendations with anything to do with mind control, please hit me up because I'm so on board with it and I want to read more and I don't know what's out there. So if you know anything, please tell me. Kind of moving on from like the evil revenge stories to happy family stories, and it's the storied life of AJ Fikri by Gabrielle Zevin. So you've probably heard about this. This is about a man called AJ Fikri who owns his own bookshop, and a baby is left on his doorstep and he chooses to take care of it basically. This is possibly the most heartwarming story I've ever come across in my life. Some books make you kind of wake up a little bit, which sounds silly, but I have very happy memories reading this. I laughed my ass off as well because it's very funny. Okay, if you know me, the next book is not going to be a surprise at all. It's just up there. It's possibly #1 ever. It's generally the Lunar Chronicle series, but if I had to pick one, the #1 would be Winter by Marissa Meyer. I don't know why I love this series so much. I literally can't even explain why. I don't know. It's like a sci-fi fairy tale retelling series, and it focuses on a different heroine in each book, and it's so badass and so fun. And it makes me feel really young and kind of nostalgic for when I loved like Star Wars and like superheroes and that kind of thing. I don't know what it is, but it makes me feel so excited, and I fangirled so hard, and now it's over and I'm really sad. Let's just move on to the next one because I can't talk about it anymore. The next one is also one that really tugged on my heart. It was A Thousand Splendid Suns by Khaled Hosseini. This was another favourite book of last year, I think. So it follows 2 Afghan women over the course of 40 years and how their lives kind of intersect and how they come together and their journeys through life basically. And it's one of those books that is so incredibly heartwarming because the characters are so lovable and you've literally seen everything they've experienced and everything they've gone through. So it's just lovely, but it kills you at the same time because it's just brutal and so heartbreaking and real and honest, because these are the kind of things that are happening today even now. It's just insane, and it's another one of those brilliantly woven stories that have so much thought and craft put into them, and I really, really appreciate. And if you haven't read that one, or any books by Carlo Tassoni, I would just recommend you go and get one. Okay, I'm gonna shut up now. That's it, that's all of them. Thank you so much for watching, I really, really do appreciate it, and I'll see you soon with my next video, in my next video. Bye-bye! Please go away, I'm emotional.